you do have to be careful, like you guys were saying about the suicide, because depression, it could be a trigger for depression, as well as, like you said, the suicide. But also, catfishing is at an all-time high.
Oh, yes.
All you have to do is pretend to be someone else, and catfishing, and even with the online dating on social media, and the catfishing is...
Man. They made a show about it. They made a show about
it.
Wait, y'all.
Yes.
Right.
Can I really
So
take
sad.
it there? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another segment of Straight Up Shop. I am your moderator, Aubrey Williams, and I'm going to introduce you guys to the cast. To my left, I
am Latoya B.
I am B Pride.
and to my right,
I am Senpai.
and we are
Straight Up Shop.
On today, we're going to be talking about social media. I know you guys want to hear about that. I know that you want to put your input on some of the things that we're going to be talking about. So hopefully you stay tuned to hear all of this good information that we are going to be bringing to you today. We are powered by No Sense Media and Bodyguard TV. So, how was everybody's 4th? I know that was just last week, right? Or was it this week? When was the 4th? I can't remember.
6 days ago.
So how was it for everybody? Did you guys eat barbecue? Did you celebrate it? Because I know that Juneteenth was 2 weeks ago, right? Mm-hmm. So, did anybody celebrate that too? Or see fireworks, go to a fire show?
Almost definitely. I had Juneteenth part 2. It was amazing. I didn't really do fireworks or anything like that, but just being around, the people who I now call family, not because of a day, but, we just really celebrate our freedom. So we did.
Mm-hmm. Celebrating freedom.
And so I kind of piggyback what Senpai said with the Juneteenth part 2.
Facts.
Didn't necessarily, celebrate the 4th. And I wasn't able to catch any fireworks, fire shows, because a lot of people weren't having it because of COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but yeah, I definitely ate some barbecue, so that was always a plus. So yeah, I enjoyed myself.
Oh, yeah.
What about you, B-Bride?
Man, listen.
Really?
I just went over to some family's house and took my son with me. We just went to go kick it, man. They hadn't seen him since Christmas, and so it was a great, delightful time, just chilling out, relaxing, cooling off, and I almost went to some Fresh Prince right there, didn't
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing.
Period.
How was your kids or your son? How was he with the fireworks? Was he?
Man, just
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, he was excited?
very excited.
Usually you would think that little ones are like
Yeah, scared. And,
they're like, oh no, this ain't right. I don't want to look at that.
Likes the, he was just loving the sound and watching it shoot off in the air, and then he went to the pool and kicking his feet in the pool. He loved water, so he just had a good time. Had a real good time.
Dope. Well, today, guys, we have 2 amazing people bringing you topics about social media. To my left, I have my sis, Latoya. She's going to be talking about the pros and cons when it comes to social media. And to my right, my brother, Senpai. He's going to be talking about when it's time for you to actually take a break, which I know that I probably need to. So hopefully he can be able to give me some tips that can get me on the right path. But bringing up the pros and cons about social media, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my good sis. Are you ready to tell the people about the pros and cons about social media, girl?
Well, I mean, it's a hot topic because everybody is on social media.
Right.
And if you're not, then you should be, But yeah, so that's something that we all can relate to. I mean, the day and time that we live in, of course, social media, we know it's to be a very powerful platform,
Right.
especially if you're doing like business or wanting to network with people. It's a powerful platform for marketing, advertising, and so I'm sure that's what some of us here on the panel that we use it for.
Yeah.
And another pro to social media is I know it's helped families come together. How like families who, like if you have a family member that's missing, you can put it out there and spread it and try to bring awareness really quick to help try to find and locate a loved one. Even with bringing families together,
Right.
You often have kids or someone who's maybe been adopted and they're looking for their mother, father, sister, sibling, or whatever. And so social media has definitely helped bring families together.
Right.
And so, so with that being said, there's many different benefits to, or the pros of having social media in our life. So, how has it benefited you guys in a positive way?
Anybody want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Take it away.
Okay, go ahead.
So, outside of business,
Yeah.
I use it to really stay in contact with family that I can't see on a regular basis in person. So that's what I use it a lot for. My mom, she's 7-8 hours away, so Facebook, since she done learned how to use it.
Okay.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
So she gets to keep up speed with a grandson and with a son, and it's a great benefit from that aspect of just keeping in touch with family, especially from a distance apart, and even family overseas or whatever. So it's worked.
That's
out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Senpai?
Well, I think for everybody up here using social media for business, that's a pro to it. But just thinking about the anatomy of social media, it was created to spread more positivity, right? The aspect of the like button was to really show people like, I want to send you this love, right? I may not be right next to you, but I'm watching what you're doing, So there's a lot of different pros that come with it. But me personally, how I use it and utilize it for my benefit is through marketing and social media and trying to get myself out there, especially being an artist. That's the number one tool for being an artist is social media. I can be in front of thousands of people at one time, right?
Yeah.
And I'm at home. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of benefits to it.
Yes.
I think for me, it was more so of pretty much both of you guys' reasons combined. When I started my own podcast back at the time, Diversity, that was pretty much the platform that I went to. It was pretty much social media. And then coming to where I am right now, it really had me to connect with some of those people that took heed to a lot of those topics that we were talking about on the show, and just connecting to those different individuals. So it was definitely a dope experience.
Okay. Good stuff. And so, personally for me, how it has definitely benefited, for those who don't know, I'm a TikToker.
Whoa.
And I've been able to, reach several thousand people because of the power of social media.
Right.
That I believe, or I just know that I would have never been able to do so without the platform, right? Because, I don't think that I would have came across that many people, and that, just from simply trying to encourage people and all that good stuff that I do. And so I am grateful for social media, because just like, you guys, we use it for the purpose that it was intended, to socialize, for business, but unfortunately we do have, individuals who, the con side of it, who don't use it for the purpose that it was intended. I know that y'all have definitely seen people air out their dirty laundry or their business.
Yes.
Defamation of character, unfortunately it happens. It takes one person to put a post out there and it could go viral on something negative about somebody that may or may not be true.
Right.
And so there's also, as a matter of fact, my coworker experienced this just the other day. She had got on Facebook, and she was reading a post about her loved one and found out that she passed away. And that's how she found out. The family didn't get a chance to share with her,
Oh, she found out through
she
the,
found out
the web, the
Yes.
social media.
The worst way to find
Yes.
Yes.
So that's one of the many cons of, the social media platform is some people, they, especially with the passing of a loved one, they put it out there too prematurely before the family gets a chance to kind of everybody find out, because you want to find out, like, give me a phone call or come and visit and tell me that
the old way.
The old way,
exactly.
yes. And so, have you guys experienced, or came across something negative or the downside of the cons of social media, and how so?
I'm gonna say this with the downside. I don't like these dang on keyboard warriors.
Come on now.
Talk so much mess behind that keyboard.
The trolls.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word. They talk so much mess behind these keyboards.
The perfect people.
But won't run up and say they like. Hiding behind that IP address and everything.
You want to know what though? What's
Come on.
crazy is the reason I wouldn't even consider it running anymore, because it's literally two separate worlds. This is what one of the going into your the topic going one of the cons of social media. It's another world, right? All I need to do is put myself digitally in this world, and I can have all types of influence, right? Because it's not just people's lives out there. It's people's emotions, it's people's feelings, it's people's the psychology of people, right? It's all out there. So you got those trolls who really know how to get in there and get under people's skin. Like, it's a con, like with somebody doing business, you feel me? And then it's like, oh, I'm trying to get up, I got a good start, like I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You got that one person where it's like, it ain't gonna be that good. Like some, just it could be better. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You feel me? Like,
or
it could be
people that
better.
purposely going, you got a Facebook page, business page, and people, because they feel some type of way about it, they're purposely going to leave a bad review on your Facebook.
Exactly.
Right, yes.
Exactly.
Man.
Yes, that's that defamation of character thing.
Right.
And so that's unfortunate. And so,
Or like, what about cyberbullying? Right?
Yes.
We're talking about the cons of it. A lot of people, if we really take the time out to just think about how many children or how many grown people have committed suicide because of people doing those horrible things or saying those horrible things about them via social media, and it being a viral big thing.
Right.
yes.
Right.
It hurts a person. It goes farther from the defamation of character. It goes into now somebody's child is now dead.
Yeah.
Right.
It was so bad they taught us about that in school, about cyberbullying and not to do it and how effective it was.
Right.
Like they used to have like those, and I'm pretty sure like if somebody remembers out there in the world who's watching us, they used to have videos of like people who would, I can't remember the people's names, but show the aspects of social media. Oh, it starts like this and then it ends up with this, and then it goes on because you're dealing with their feelings, their emotions in the digital world, and you're taking them out here.
Right.
That's why I say it's one of the main leaders of suicide, cyberbullying. That's why it was a powerful way that you brought that up.
Yes, like
Absolutely.
I think of it like, and I'm gonna let you get to your point, but you know how in school how they used to come and they used to do the whole drug
Drug
dares.
seminars,
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that right, and it's now to the point to where that is kind of moved over here. I'm gonna use the cups for example. And then more so these two cups would represent the more of the social media aspect of children.
Right.
Because the first thing that a child is going to do is, I want to get on TikTok, I want to get on Facebook, I want to get on Instagram or Snapchat. But these are the same platforms that could either make or break you. There's not a happy medium in the middle. You're either going to make it or you're going to be negative.
Yep.
You know? So it's just,
Yeah.
the cons is crazy.
And it is. Go ahead, B.
And I wanted to say one of the other cons of it is when you get somebody that just say they have a massive following and they're someone celebrity, and then you have somebody that doesn't. They issue a message or they say something profound and wisdom filled. Get no love. But somebody with a high following that's popular say the same thing they just said, now all of a sudden it blows up.
Yes.
Right.
But you know what, B, I will say you do have to be careful with that because some people get caught up in numbers, right? Now, I know that when we talk about like the algorithm, is that how you say that?
Yeah,
Algorithm, okay. But the algorithm and all of that can play a part if you're financially benefiting from social media. Then that's the numbers and the likes and shares and all that good stuff is important, right? But you have those people who, do make posts, and if they don't get a certain number of likes or shares, they're going to delete their post, right?
Man.
Or they take it down, or they, and because psychologically they have let the social media control, their thinking and how things are,
Yeah.
Right.
And so you have to be careful that you don't get caught up in the numbers. Also,
Right.
although the likes and stuff is important.
Right. I guess it just
But
shouldn't matter who the message comes from.
That's true.
If you're gonna show appreciation to the message, show it to the message, no matter who it's coming from.
That part.
Period.
Yes.
That part.
Yes. Another thing I wanted to touch on real quick when it comes to social media is you do have to be careful, like you guys were saying about the suicide, because depression, it could be a trigger for depression, as well as, like you said, the suicide. But also, catfishing is at an all-time high.
Oh, yes.
All you have to do is
Touch on
pretend to be someone else. And catfishing, and even with the online dating on
God.
social
Right.
media,
Sis.
and the catfishing is...
Man. They
Can
made
I
a
take
show
it
about
there?
it. They made a show.
Show
They
about
made a
that.
show about
Wait,
it.
y'all.
So, yes.
Yeah, right.
Can I really
So
take
sad.
it there? Because y'all remember, I'm 5'5", 155 pounds, black, brown skin, long hair. The chat line, right?
Right.
So you can't do the chat line stuff on social media and I think that nobody gonna be like, okay, let me FaceTime you.
Right.
You get on camera,
Yes.
you're like, hey,
Yeah.
what's up? Baby, you ain't this 5'5",
Right.
buddy. You about 5'10".
It's an issue.
Yes.
You know.
You sitting there looking like Master Splinter. So you guys got this model picture of his profile. Come on now.
Listen, I don't know if I feel like people are like, do you feel like that it plays with a person's insecurity, or are they low self-esteem because of these things? Like, how do you feel that people can go through a catfished relationship or just even a circumstance or situation comfortably? What
Are you
plays
talking
a
about
part?
the person doing the catfishing or somebody getting catfished?
The person that's doing it,
Doing
because
it. Yeah, the person
usually
doing
when
it,
you're
yeah.
getting
Me personally-
catfished, you don't know.
Exactly. So I'm glad you asked this question. Me personally, I feel like the person doing the catfishing is somewhat psychotic. Because if you feel me? Because if you have, just think about the art of catfishing. I'm gonna go online, right? I'm gonna become somebody else. I'm going to look for pictures to keep up with that life.
Yes.
Right.
Then I'm going to message someone. Then now you're gonna tap into the pictures. Oh, who are they looking at, right? Who like, oh, you got like, depending upon the picture, you got a muscular dude, you got a fine woman. I need to know how they talk, right? So now you're tapping into the psyche of whoever it is you're thinking about, right? I feel like you got to be somewhat psychotic because
Yes.
there's a fine line between being a genius and being psychotic. You feel me? And I
Right.
feel like they border that line more to the psychotic side.
Right.
Right.
This is me
Yeah.
personally. So if you catfishing, hey, it's not me.
Right. And that brings up the whole aspect of maybe getting into possibly cheating with social media because you're
Yeah.
catfishing and
Right.
but that's a whole nother discussion when you talk about the cheating aspect, because social media has definitely affected relationships.
Definitely.
Definitely.
A lot.
Okay, so let me end this segment real quick with a question, right? So has anybody on set been catfished?
Oh my, yes, I have. Currently,
Man.
still. Yes.
I'm gonna raise my hand
Yes, I have.
like I'm in church. Go. Rolling up a line.
Yes.
Well, Toya, let me tell you something. You brought that with the pros and cons. Being able to kind of get everybody something good and something bad that they can be able to kind of talk about. But these are the things that are important, right? When we're talking about social media, these are things that people need to hear. And I hope that you guys out there really and truly understood what those pros and cons could be able to do for your personal life. If you connected with anything that was inside of that, take heed to what we're talked about and what we discussed, and just basically kind of implement that into your own life. But we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna have a word from our sponsors.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance.
1.
Welcome back. We are glad to see that y'all stayed for the segment part 2. That was a word from our sponsors. We thank all of our sponsors that take the time out to help supporting us as we are supporting you guys. Coming up next with your topic, right?
Right.
I'm ready to hear, because listen, I'm ready for my lesson.
You feel
Because I
me?
feel like you're going to get me together.
Well, I'm not really in the lesson teaching kind of mood, but I'm just bringing you all the topic of when to take a break from social media.
When to take a break from social media, presenting to you, Senpai.
So, the only reason why I chose this to be my topic, when to take a break from social media, is because I feel as if with social media, most people don't know, but it can become an addiction.
Right.
It can really become, that outlet for you. And then get into correlating the topics here, talking about the cons. Most people will get involved in that life and they'll subdue themselves and they'll forget about everything on the outside. They'll forget about, reality, right? That's why I was saying, it's a literal digital world almost. But I have a question for the panel, of course. But before I ask the question, me personally, I'm just going to share my views on it. I always feel like you need to take a break from social media. You can get too involved from it. Like it can get too overwhelming at one point. Me personally, I had to take a break whenever the riots were popping off. Last summer 2020, I believe it was. But when it was like popping and we had all 50 states, you feel me, protesting for us, it kind of got overwhelming, right? So I had to stay away from it. And then even getting in politics, right? Just looking at people like I'm supposed to really care about the next person to run the country, but you can't talk about issues with people who look like me. Right. It was getting overwhelming. So I was like, you know what? I feel like the best thing for me to do is to step away from social media and to recollect myself, because I'm like, okay, that's like I'm getting too much involved in that, and I'm right here with my own problems, my own issues, the life I gotta live. I can't forget about that. So me personally, the question I want to pose is, do you feel taking a break from social media is a necessity, right? Or can you just live your life with social media and go about it, right? And depending upon what type of person you are, you can have a different answer. But I just want to see, right? I want to get to know. I want to start to be proud. You're looking at me. I like that. It's probably because of the hat, but I like the look you're giving me.
So I'm gonna say this. I believe that it is great to take a break from social media. I took one myself. Back when, I mean, it's still happening, but when the police shootings with black people or people of color were happening so rampantly,
right?
It started to mess with my psyche a bit, and I would have a lot of days where I would just get super emotional about it. I'm like, man, another video, and it got to the point where you start to get desensitized to it, and you become like, okay, there's another one.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? Let me just go ahead and deactivate this, because at no point in time should I ever get desensitized to the fact that people that look like me are getting slaughtered by the people that are supposed to protect us.
Right.
So that's where my break took.
I feel it. It does a lot. It does a lot, especially as being a black man. You feel me? Seeing that, and I was actually conversating the other day. Not any disrespect to anybody, but you know how social media will have the uncover this video or watch this video.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yes.
You could be scrolling on social media and you have to uncover a video of a child getting separated from her mother at the border, which is a horrific thing.
Right.
But we can also be on that same social media page and keep scrolling, and we can see an officer choking out a dude, no hesitation. It doesn't need to be covered, right?
Yeah.
And this is one of the cons of social media, right? Because like seeing that every day can put a damage, can put a toll
Yes.
on your psyche. You feel me? But Toya, talk to me.
Yeah, it definitely can trigger depression or, those suicidal thoughts, just seeing that negativity every single day.
Right.
So when I needed to take a break from social media, because I too have had that feeling and done it, it's whenever you get on the, I don't know if y'all have ever been on there, we'll say Facebook for instance, and you're scrolling through and you seem to see negative message after negative message. It seemed like,
Right.
you know, all my friends was going through at the same time.
Man.
People were, you know, passing away. It was just a
Right.
bunch of heaviness, you know,
Yeah.
and that just made me feel like I just needed to, you know, back away and just take a break, you know, from the social media. I also had a friend who, like you said about it being an addiction, she had to literally remove the icon off of her phone, right?
Oh, wow.
Because it's so easy for us to pick up our phone and push a button, right?
Right.
And so she had to literally remove the icon of Facebook off of her phone in order to, you know, kind of fast from, you know, being on social media.
No, that's real.
And
though.
so, yeah,
That's
because
real.
it definitely could be addicting.
Going behind the algorithm of the social media. I don't know if you all familiar, but it's a Netflix special called The Social Dilemma.
I
Yes.
watched
And-
that.
Right, and they're actually going in behind, talking about the whole aspect of social media. Like whenever you need to refresh a page, you know how you pull it down with your
Right.
thumb and you let
Right.
it go, and it gives you that thing. It's giving you the same aspect of pulling the lottery machine down, waiting for it to load up again, because you're waiting for that anticipation.
Oh.
You
Right.
feel me? And then with, you know, putting out the likes, and you know it was meant for love, but as you say, people can find that as an addiction. Like,
Right.
I didn't get a lot of likes on this post. What's wrong with me?
Yes,
You know, did I
yes.
not post it at the right time? Did I do, like, what's wrong with this pic? So it can literally involve your world, right?
Play with your psyche.
Right.
Exactly. Elaborate
Yes.
on that. Talk to me.
Well, let me go back to your question because
Right.
I felt like I wanted to take a lot of breaks from social media when it came to my trans brothers and sisters. When it comes to those videos of them being publicly bullied and people are actually videotaping this and thinking that this is okay.
Recording it.
You know, and for me, I'm like, I don't do that. And you not gonna run up on me like that. And I feel as though that these people have nobody to be there to protect them or to help them in those type of circumstances, and they feel that it is a joke. So they would film and they will put it on social media. So for me, I'm like, I don't even want to watch this. And to read the comments and, you know, hear everything that everybody is saying about this video and everything that they're doing is correct to them, it's kind of like, really? So I think for me, I wanted to take a break at that point. But dealing with the whole psyche part, definitely. I've been in moments to where I'm like, okay, was that good enough? Did I really reach that amount of people that I may have thought that I reached? You know, even with me doing my show at the time, definitely I was in my head a lot. Because doing something yourself and producing it yourself, you always want to make sure that you are making yourself proud first.
Right.
So being on social media and you have all of these critics, right? They're judging what you're doing. And you just want to make sure that you just putting out the information so that it can be able to touch someone and also they can be able to relate to where you're coming from
Right.
through the circumstance. So I'm just like,
No, I definitely feel that because I want to go back to the trans lives. That's actually something that, you know, I feel strongly about, you know, because one of my best friends happens to be from the trans community, and seeing her get subjected to that kind of bigotry and that kind of violence, you know, for being who you are,
Yeah.
it kind of makes you wonder about social media. Like, is it breaking down the anatomy of the human? Like, can we not care? Can we not love for somebody, right?
right.
Despite our differences, but you know, that was a great point. It really
I
got
want
to
to say
me. Talk to
regarding
me.
the social
Social dilemma.
dilemma on Netflix.
Yes.
As I was watching it, crap, very informative.
Did you feel wrong? Right?
The extremes that these platform designers go through
Yeah.
to put strings, virtual strings on you,
Mm-hmm.
and they learn what you like.
Mm-hmm.
They learn what you engage with, and they just keep putting it in front of you.
To
You know,
brainwash you.
Yes.
to keep you addicted. We talk about addiction. I mean, it's just to keep you there.
They even let you know how long you've been on your phone.
Right. You know what's even more scarier for me? Have you guys ever been having a conversation with somebody
I was just about to bring
and
it
then
up.
as soon as you get on social media, sure, like we could be talking about buying homes, and as soon as you get on social media, you're going to see homes. You're gonna see real estate. Or if we're,
Land
I've
for
been looking
sale,
at wigs.
yeah.
I've been talking about wigs. Girl, I want to get this lace front. I want to get this, and I kid you not, I get on social media, and that's what's displayed. Is that not?
And see, I learned,
Crazy.
I watched the video, and a representative from Google was being confronted about how they go about gathering information. And that was part of it. And they also have access to our emails and can access our Gmails at any given time when they want to.
Yeah.
Siri and Alexa, well, I tell
And
you.
so, and so, one day, my mind was blown. I was thinking about something. I hadn't said it yet. And I went to my phone, and I was just scrolling. And I'm saying to myself, how the fuck you know I was thinking? I ain't saying nothing.
Right.
It was just a thought. And I was like, I just put the phone down, bro. I'm like, no, ain't no way you tapping into my thoughts.
Yeah, man. It's actually, you can look it up. It's been confirmed. There's been a documentary that came out, and it was a guy who confirmed it. He said the CIA will listen in on your phone calls, right? Even with Mark Zuckerberg, he was on trial for actually, quote unquote, working with the CIA. He never denied it, you feel me? But he was just saying like, oh, we just want everybody to be a community. We want everybody to be connected. But what he was on trial for was having everybody's information on a database, right? And then giving that information to the CIA, right? So that was the issue.
I have a question that is from the viewers.
Whoa.
Okay. And it's a good question because I really want to know this question too. How can you tell that it's time for you to take a break? How can you tell?
I mean-
go
Well,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, if it's consuming more of your time,
Right.
because like you had mentioned, there is a thing on your phone that tells you the percentage of time that you spent on different apps and stuff. And if you are spending way more time, like if it's just killing you to check your phone and if it's causing you to just be distant from your family. I mean, you can't even come in and sit at the table and have a meal with your family because you're on the phone, or the lack of communication and connection with your loved ones. It's time to take a break from social media.
Most definitely, and I second you on that. Those are great signs to know. Maybe it's time for me to connect back to me instead of connecting to social media.
Yeah.
Right. Even in a positive sense, like, because don't get me wrong, like, social media is a great and wonderful thing, and it was made. But even too much, like, if you find yourself like, yeah, like I'm getting likes, like it's a, don't get me wrong, like, because everybody has that transformation point. But if your perspective of life and the people around you are starting to change, and it's like, yeah, I'm feeling something, like, yeah, like I'm like the power, like, it's like a build up almost,
It's like a transformation.
Exactly. So it's like everybody can transform, but you don't want it to consume your mind and you become corrupt with power. There it is. You feel me?
Yes.
That's definitely dope. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Hearing that, it makes me feel like, kind of like give myself a survey, so to speak.
Right.
How long am I on this platform? Am I really on this application for 2 hours out of my day? Am I really doing most of my conversations through this one app to where I can simply pick up the phone and say, hey girl, or what's up? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a reality check. So I definitely will take that into consideration and say, if I feel as though that a lot of my time is being on a phone, let me pull back.
Or if your I was just gonna say, or if your battery is always half
Dead.
Right.
You know that is the truth. Hey,
Is your
Off
battery
your phone.
your phone.
Hooked up
Check
to the
your
charger.
battery.
Man.
You still punching on the wire.
Let it rest.
right.
Let it go.
Phone hot as hell. Well, you still punching on
Or
it.
you sit
Battery about to
beside,
blow
you're,
all the way up.
you're
Right.
sitting beside the outlet while it's on the charger, like
You know
that's
what?
Too much. Oh.
Every time. Drop. Every time that somebody's phone is dead, I'm like, girl, why is your phone always dead? Girl,
Right.
I've been on it all day. Go, what?
Right.
What doing what?
And then they sound like an addict. Like,
Right.
yeah, my phone died and I just, had to get it back on. It's like your phone died, so that's the only reason why you was off of it? Because it died?
Right.
But you know what? I have to be honest. Have you guys ever been out like anywhere and your phone is literally about to die and you feel like, oh,
The
Oh,
world is
where's my
coming
charger?
to an end. Yes.
Where's my charger? I
Let
gotta
me
get
plug
get
it
home. I need to get So
But I
I'm
can't
guilty.
live without it, okay?
I'm guilty for that.
Let's talk about GPSs too now. We done let the GPS warp our minds too. We don't even take out the time.
Don't
to
even know
learn
how to
how
read the
read
map. Okay. And we'll get mad when she take us the wrong
Right.
route.
You said make a left.
Let me tell you something. GPS with Dallas downtown.
Listen.
Man.
Baby, you been had a whole misfit in the car. Where am I going? Why are y'all? This exit said that I could get off on. Why are y'all doing construction?
Right.
Yes.
It'd be the
Yeah,
construction for me.
Yeah. So.
You
Did you relate?
Man, I was
I
about to bring up, like, it's always with the GPS and construction. The GPS will never tell you your exit is being constructed on.
It will never tell you that, but we will stop it right there because listen, it be the GPS.
Whoa.
We're gonna have another word from our sponsors, and we'll see you guys right after the next break.
Oh man. I ain't know that.
Don't look at all. You're dead to me, Maurice. Now get the fuck out of here.
So y'all, what are we doing?
I think we should rally on the strip.
Rally on the strip for what? It's not our own people killing us.
One day I was over there and I overheard him talking to his friends about the gay people.
My mother was a lesbian. She left my father for a woman.
Just because Chris came and tried to holler at you, didn't mean you had to take the bait. You should have shut that shit down and not even go along with it.
Man, you stay the fuck out my face with that bullshit. Or what? Or what? What the fuck you gonna do?
Mama, have anybody seen Maurice?
No, what's going on?
Another attack.
Wait, how do you know about Daniel?
I ain't had nothing to do with Justin and any of them other folks getting hurt. And if you say that I did, then we got a problem. We got word on the street that you or somebody you might know something about that Texas been going on around here.
Why can't you accept me like Kimberly accepts her daughter?
When you're sober, that is when we'll have this conversation.
Wow, that dude doesn't care. You know this.
Maurice, it's time for you all to come together and talk and just let bygones be bygones.
For the first time in my life, I'm scared.
Welcome back. We hope that you enjoyed the word from our sponsors. Go out and support just as well as we are. We're going to take the time out to really focus in and close out the show with final thoughts, speaking to our youth. You guys are very important to us, and we really hope that we could be able to speak life into some of the elements that you guys are kind of going through when it comes to social media. So if anybody wants to kind of take it away and give some encouraging words and kind of let the kids know how social media is affecting them and kind of give them some good information to kind of take away from this show.
Well, I don't want to even necessarily like try like warn them or give them stuff like that. Like, let's just be upfront, right? Social media is a dope place. It's another world that you can be in. It's amazing, but there's a thing in life called balance, right? So you don't want to exist too much in one world and then you forget about the other, because they're both needed. You feel me? Like if you find yourself too much on the phone, if you looking too much and you gotta readjust your eyes when you look back in the regular world because you're blinking, because you know that light hurt.
Yeah.
Take a break, man. Go outside, right? Go write, go draw, go see what you can do, right? Don't be too involved in the world of social media, and that's all. That's what I'm saying.
To piggyback, don't be so heavily bound to your no earthly good, and don't be so earthly bound to your no heavenly good.
As above, so below.
There you go. And so with that being said, let me flow right into what I have to say.
Flow with your name.
To the kids out there. I know it's hard. You know, you see people that that you may look up to or whatever the case may be. But don't get caught up in the aspect of comparison. Comparison is such a deadly thing.
Yeah.
You're great, you're wonderful just the way you are. Don't compare yourselves. And definitely don't use social media for validation.
Big facts. That's a good one.
Say that again.
Don't use social media for validation.
Oh, that was
you
a word.
validate you, not other people.
Big facts.
Toya, TikTok. Come on now. What you guys say?
That's so hard to follow right there because that's just perfectly said. I would definitely encourage, the children to just take a moment and, enjoy life outside of the social media world. And also something that is so important to me whenever I was growing up, or when we were growing up, is we were able to communicate with each other, have a conversation, phone conversation. That's what's considered old school now. And I hate that because I really want, our youth to get back to connecting with each other, And also, y'all, seriously, when I think about it, the ones who's able to write a letter, like their penmanship, I just even think about that because everything is text and type, and you know what I mean? And so it's so important just to get back to just the basics, And I want to encourage you, if you're on social media, because like Senpai said, it is a great thing if you use it for the purpose that it's intended, to socialize, network, and connect with people, as well as business. But you have to be careful because there, unfortunately, is predators out there that will try to prey upon you and deceive you, and falsify who they are. So you want to be careful in that aspect as well, because unfortunately, it's a dangerous, cyber world out there too, as well, So I encourage the youth to be careful in that aspect.
It is okay. It is. It's definitely okay.
I have kids, so I think about, you know what I mean? It's just frustrating because, unfortunately, that's something that we have to deal with.
All I could think about really is like me being a child and playing from the afternoon until the street lights came on.
Man, hey.
When I tell you I had an imagination and my bicycle was my car, but I take me a little radio on there and I was booming, okay? Stop sign to stop, to my stop at every stop sign, look left, look right, rolling.
Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you have a bell on your bike?
No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ring.
The bells kind of went out of style.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of bikes, man. We didn't have phones back in the day. So if your friend lived 5 miles down the street, you had to drive that bike down the street, man.
Right.
And if they wasn't there, they just wasn't there.
Right.
Drive 5 miles back on back.
You know how quick the phone conversations used to be with the house phone? You at home. All right, I'm on my way.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And they will wait until you get there, whether it will be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. They'll call you to see if you still at home. They're like, okay. Well, if I just run to the store and come back home, then maybe we'll meet them there. Like, that's how it used to be.
Right.
And now they're meeting up on, what is that one game? I forgot, Fortnite or something, where they're communicating with, the headset and all of that. And, that's just the game. But even on social media, they're FaceTiming each other. They're snapping each other. It's all of that. It's not the hugging and hanging out and spending time, like we used to.
I love video chat, though. We get a good opportunity to talk to my mom. It was 7 to 8 hours away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Get a chance to do that quite often. It's a filler. I tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But also, like you said, it has its cons too.
Right.
You got people randomly video chatting folks and messengers. Man, I don't know you. What you chat? Come on, man.
And I wanna piggyback real quick off what Toya had just said. I had seen a post online, and they were saying y'all want to know the reason why ain't no more cookouts and all this stuff happening no more. They said because it's us, we the generation now that need a planet. Like you can't go around and it's like, hey, come to this, come to that, because it don't work like that no more.
Yes.
You feel me? It's a digital world now. Like, we want that family aspect, that friend aspect to come back. It's up to us.
Right.
Yes.
You feel me? Because we got to know how to utilize it.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, I would just tell you guys simply, in all honesty, just continue to be a child. Because as quick as we see that being a grown-up is all full of lavish, great things, when you step into the reality of being an adult, it's very depressing. But at the same time, it's fulfilling for the life, pretty much circumstances and situations that you would go through to kind of help you get over those milestones. But while you have your mother, your father, and those people that are helping you, your mentors, your rocks, and your foundation, utilize those people to help develop you into those great doctors, lawyers, police officers, firefighters, entrepreneurs, whomever that you desire to be. Let those people help you. Don't let social media do that for you. Let those people do that for you. I would just say, just enjoy being a child.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
But more so of it, that's all we got for final thoughts. We hope you guys really took a lot of what we said. We had total differences, but more so of it, all of it is still the same.
Oh, yeah.
Be a child. Social media is here. You've heard about the pros and the cons. You've heard about when to take a break. This is your time to be in control of your life again. So, I'm going to just do this. I'm Aubrey. I'm your moderator today, okay? To my right, I have.
I am Senpai.
I am Latoya B.
I am Be Pride.
And we are
Straight Up Shop.
Well, that was this episode. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please tune in and don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all. We love y'all.
Facts.
And share. Please
Yes.
share.
Yeah.
Don't forget to share.
Share it.
But we finna go.
Share it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Okay.
We got this.
Look up. Wait a minute.
Keisha, what's wrong? I'm on your side today 'cause I've been seeing a lot of stuff
It's
going
the
on
hair.
in production.
You know.
We got this.
I got this Vaseline on these pants.
I'm ready for the cut and scene. You know
And
what I
scene.
do. So I'm like, okay,
Cut and scene.
Oh, we still recording? Okay. Let me know when y'all got sideboard conversations in the back. Sorry, sir. I know you had directed.
Wait! How you gonna put Keisha down? Bring her back!
All right, my Straight Up Shoppers, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you go ahead and click on that notification button so you can go ahead and get our future shows. I'm out. Peace.
We at A. Nicole Entertainment Management Group strive to bring your vision to life by helping serve all the needs to assure you have a successful event or presentation. We specialize in booking venues, managing budgets, negotiating contracts and fees, managing events